Hi, everybody. It's Alex from FCOG Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Factorio. In this episode, we are going to be scouting out for copper, clearing the area of biters and spawner camps and all that stuff, and just generally getting ready to beef up our copper production. I don't know if you could see it when I was first up there, but I have basically no copper going right now. Everything has been drained except for 3 miners worth of copper ore, and that's not good. So basically, until I can fix that problem, I'm going to be at a standstill. So the first thing that I need to do is my power production was not getting enough water, so I basically fixed that problem just by throwing a couple more pumps at it. And the solid fuel is finally catching back up, which is a good thing. And that means that I can, well, eventually go over and cut the coal off. Just going to add another pump there just to kind of future-proof myself, and have a water tank there just to kind of act as a buffer. So, yeah, so as you can see there, just with your glimpses that you're getting of the copper line, yeah, I'm producing next to no copper, which is not good. I mean, it's enough to get my research packs, but anything more than that, I'm really not producing anything, and so it's definitely a problem that I need to deal with. Now, I do have a couple deposits of copper down to the south, near that lake that's kind of coming up from the larger lake, but just getting the copper over where I already have my smelting operation for copper was kind of a pain, and I didn't really want to run ore that far back up to the rest of my factory. So I did find a nice deposit off to the east there, which I'll go scouting for that in just a minute after I set up these turrets. And the plan is to set up rails between where my current copper facility is and that new copper deposit, and just move the ore back and forth and do it that way. So hopefully that works out. I do end up having to clear out quite a bit of biters from the area just because they're there. And yeah, eventually I'm going to have to do something from this angle just because everything's getting attacked there quite regularly, and it's really becoming a nuisance. It's really not working to my advantage. So basically right here, I'm scouting to the south. I do have that decent sized deposit right there, but the more I look at it, the more it's going to be really hard to get the resources up there, like I mentioned before. So I kind of decide against that one. And just generally drunk driving there, I suppose. And yeah, so I have 3 miners going. That one at the bottom, I believe, actually runs out of material before the end of the episode. And yeah, so it's time to go exploring. I also realized that I don't really have a radar station set up, so I should probably fix that. But yeah, so I've got these spawners here, which I need to deal with. There's also spawners to the south and another one to the north of that big one there. So I just take care of this one really quick, pick up a couple of those artifacts, and go back up to the bigger cluster there. And since I'm at night and my monitor's dark, I decided to kind of kill some time until I could see what I was doing. That camp down there is only, I think, 1 spawner, but it's got a bunch of worms, so I'll take care of that a little bit later. Not really cheating, but yeah, using laser turrets and running power out there just to kind of work that method. And as you can see, I'm just using that the process of taking 1 spawner out at a time and gradually lessening how many biters are spawning at the same time. I do have medium biters spawning now, which is kind of a pain, but yeah, it all works out. So I take this out to the north, just because I could see them bothering me in the future. I do like the graphics for the grenade explosions on the point one. It's kind of a nice addition to the game. But yeah, so I decided to basically start from my factory and work my way out, which is generally how I do things when I'm expanding like this. So basically, I have to clear the forest. That's going to be the rough area where I have the train station for offloading the train. And then, yeah, obviously, I'll have a station on the other end to load the train with ore. And, basically just have to gather all the materials from my main factory and kill these spiders that are eating everything. And, yeah, carry on. Like I said, I really need to kind of secure that part of the factory a little bit better. But I'll worry about that after I get a steady stream of copper going. Now, yeah, so just general maintenance while I'm there, and kind of coming down here, getting some more stone for the rails, and yeah, just doing some more maintenance as far as the ovens are concerned there. I should probably replace that with an electric furnace, but I just didn't think about it while I was playing the game, which isn't a big deal. Um, yeah, so go back out here and clear a few more trees out and start construction on that station. So basically, the plan is I'm going to have that station go there, use that same line for ore, and then, yeah, basically just kind of go from there. Hopefully, it will all work out. I've actually never had a map where I ran out of copper first because you don't really use copper until you start getting into the advanced circuits and the modules and Tech 3 science packs and stuff like that, which I really should be at Tech 3 right now, but like I said, I'm not going to worry about that until I have more copper coming in because it's kind of worthless to set it up before that. And yeah, so basically just killing off the biters as they come in, fixing stuff as they eat things, and yeah, grabbing more materials. Um, yeah, it doesn't look like much, but I actually did get a decent amount done in this episode as far as preparation for the copper production. And yeah, hopefully next episode we will have that copper production going, and we will be looking forward to that. Um, so yeah, basically here I'm just testing out my spacing for the station. My plan is most of the time I do loops so that I only need one engine. But I think for this one, I'm going to have a double-sided engine with just one wagon in between. And that way just go back and forth and kind of fill up those iron chests and do it that way. The alternative is to place loops on each end, which you don't need the second engine, obviously, and it's easier to expand. But yeah, it's kind of well, it definitely takes more space. So I don't always like to do it that way, but it's not the end of the world. So basically, just kind of finishing up that station there. I do want to use fast inserters for that, obviously, so that I can spend as little time just stopped at the station as I can. And eventually, I'm going to grab that coal line that's powering my copper smelting operation, and use inserters, obviously, to fill up my train that's going back and forth. And eventually, the plan is to use solid fuel for that, but I'm definitely not to that point yet. So basically here, as you can see, I'm using the inch forward method with the laser turrets, which works well. It's a little time consuming compared to other methods, but at this point in the game, it's the only way that I feel confident in dealing with worms. So yeah, because I mean, I ventured out there to see how much damage I could do to them, and I almost got instantly killed because there's about 5 worms up there. 6 worms, actually. So yeah, I decided to just let the laser turrets do the damage. And here is, yeah, the spiders are basically destroying my base at this point, and I didn't notice because I was dealing with those worms. So I have to build a bunch more factories, replace those, and a bunch more fast inserters, which I still need to get those automated. I keep forgetting to do that. And replace my red science pack factory there. And yeah, basically just put everything back together. So, like I said, I definitely need to secure that corner of the base again, which shouldn't be that big of a chore, given the fact that I have laser turrets now. But yeah, something needs to be done. I might even um, take the initiative and clear out that nest to the northwest there, even though I don't need that land, but just keep everybody from coming into my base. So yeah, just resetting up those science packs and finally letting the resources back through. Um, and this is just my ammo line that I'm rebuilding there, just to keep all the traditional turrets kind of full. And trying to remember what I did next. Um, yeah, just basically rebuilding everything, like I said, that those spiders had taken out. So basically going back there to finish, and then I get attacked down here. Have to replace a bunch of turrets and all that good stuff, and yeah, bunch of headache. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish up with those worms, probably at the beginning of next episode. Get that train running, and until then, take care of yourself, and I will see you next time.